We're live. It was saying going live, and I guess now we're live. So, you guys thought I wasn't going to have a video today, didn't you? Well, I kind of thought I wasn't going to have a video today either. And then I'm like, you know what? I'm going to do a live. I haven't done a live in a while. It's been a while. So, anyways, maybe nobody will watch. Maybe people will watch. Maybe they'll watch it later and zoom in. Fast forward, I meant to say fast forward. Anyways, babbling on. And beauty thing about live and watching it later, it's raw, it's uncut, man. So there's no editing out Mike's mistakes. And Lord knows there's a lot of mistakes, but because I'm not perfect. But anyways, guys, welcome to Peterbilt Mike Live on Friday. Unless maybe you're in Australia and then it's Saturday. It's already New Year's Eve. So yeah, what I wanted to do, basically just have a chat, have a chat and talk about what's new for 2023, how the year's gone. I was going to do a recap video, but then I started going through it all and I'm like, I don't know what to do because it's been, if you guys follow the channel, it's been busy with moving and everything. And then last weekend, I took low and slow. Well, I went out to the old house and I had to bring my tractor back and I forgot my cameras. And of course it was like, gotta go. So I didn't record anything. And I should have, because the delivery driver that brought furniture, was stuck in the driveway. So anyways, guys, and like the thumbnail says, I'm going to reveal to you what Peterbilt Mike made off of YouTube in 2022. But that's going to come later. So if you want to find out what Peterbilt Mike makes off YouTube with having, what are we up to now for subscribers? I think we're up to 35,780. Maybe a few less after this video. No, I shouldn't say that. Maybe a few more. Think positive. That's what we're going to do for 2023 is think positive. So yeah. Oh, wow. There's already 81 of you signed on again. Greetings from the Netherlands. Thank you. Greetings. I'm turning you guys so you got a little bit better view of my my setup here. I need a backdrop. I need a real cool backdrop. So get rid of my emails and look at my screensaver. You know what? It's like the bestest screens. Is that a word? No, it's not a word. It's the best screensaver. 362 Peterbilt. So yeah. 2022, I can't believe it's already over. Like with all the troubles and challenges we've seen, all the projects that I wanted to get done. I mean, gosh, Lord knows I feel like I should have had more projects done. Anyways, I just want to say Merry Christmas. And thank you guys, because at the end of the day, without you guys following along, none of this would be possible. And it's not that it wouldn't be possible or not be happening. It's just that I wouldn't be able to share it with anybody that has interest. Like, you know what? I can't remember the fella's name that gave me this. I'm a Peterbilt salesman. I'm a Peterbilt, on the other side of that window it's Peterbilt. And I got a model of a K100 because they're cool, right? So, the motto for 2023, it might be all about the K100. Smokey, I'm hopefully this weekend going to pull Smokey into the shop. As you guys know, if you follow my channel, the day cab company is working with me on the interior. I'm getting the interior done at the day cab company, and I picked a color. Oh yeah, it's good. I'm gonna show you guys. You know what? Since we're live, I got a coffee. You might want to get a coffee because who knows how long it'll go. Although I have a customer coming in and it's the end of the year, so if he comes in, I might have to, cut her short. But yeah. So we got the interior coming in for Smokey, and guess what color I went with? Nope, not black. Nope, not gray, but red. And since we're live, I'm going to quickly go on to the day cab company's site to show you guys what color we picked. And it's pretty exciting. Well, I don't know. It's not that exciting. I didn't go with colored buttons. I kind of wanted to, but at the same token, I didn't. I don't know. I probably my brother wasn't a big fan of colored buttons, and not that I have to do what the older brother says, but I wanted to try and keep it classy. Of course, you guys know what my favorite color is. Yep, it's red. So this is what I went with. It is called Sanguine. Sanguine. S-A-N genuine. Sanguine. I have a hard time with the English language. I don't know how I would ever try and pronounce a different language. Sanguine. But what can I turn here? I'm going to turn this way at my desk. So, if a guy was prepared or better with technology, I'd be able to just like bleep, bloop, put it up on the screen there, but I can't. I don't know how. So it's this one here. I don't know if that color is going to come through, but if you go on the Daycab Company's website, it's www.daycabs.com, and you can pick colors. I went with sanguine. I don't know. It's beside Hollyberry, but I didn't pick Hollyberry. So it's more of a burgundy color. Thought about going with like a gray button, but no, we're just doing all red. So that's what we're doing. And so, yeah, it's happening. So hopefully this weekend, I actually picked up some hydraulic oil for the backhoe because it was a little low, so I could turn it around and stick it in the shop. And we're getting started on Smokey. So my plan is to basically go full tilt on Smokey. We're going to take Smokey, get to work on the cab panels. Dad was talking about, can we take the sheets of aluminum and, stretch them to where, or pardon me, not stretch them, but shrink them. Because I know with steel, you can heat it and then cool it and it'll actually shrink. But I don't think you can do that with aluminum side panels. So what I might do, probably what I will be doing, is cut off all the hucks off this one panel. And there's a fab shop in town called FabCan, and see if they can make up a chunk of sheet metal, aluminum or whatever for me, to fix it. And then I'm just going to fix the fiberglass cap as best I can, because at the end of the day, that's all we can do. I am no bodyman, but you know what? I couldn't rebuild engines either until I rebuilt an engine. But then did I rebuild the engine or just put it back together? I kind of just put it back together. Although if I had new parts, then it would have been rebuilt. So anyways, let's take a look at some of the comments here. Just a quick look. Happy New Year. Greetings from Colorado. Hey, hello from Germany. Hi from New Zealand. Great key tags. Thank you for supporting Peterbilt Mike with the key tags. I love the key tags. I was actually giving them away when I sell a new truck, and I kind of ran low. So I should probably get some more key tags made. And thank y'all. I was going to say thank y'all for supporting again, but I'm wearing, you know what? There's Only One King t-shirt. Yep, shoppeterbiltmike.com. I don't have much of the There Is Only One King stuff left. And when it's gone, I think they might try and blow it out. I think we still have free shipping on it, or lowered the price to like 30% off to make it move. Make it move. And we're going to do more probably cab over t-shirts, probably more K100 stuff. Probably definitely more K100 stuff with moving Smokey in. Excuse me, I got a frog in my throat. Sorry, this is what you get when you watch live. I know, it's one of those things. So yeah, thanks guys watching from Texas. You know what? I love my Texas. It's where Peterbilts are made. Happy New Year. Happy New Year to you too, Richard. Hello from Norway. Hey, Norway. It must be dinner time. Maybe it's nighttime. Maybe it's bedtime. Could be bedtime. I try to make sure I do a live early enough so that it's not the middle of the night over on the east side of the world, and not early. Would it be early? Anyways, I don't know. Anyways, I just try to make it work for you guys, but that's a beauty. It'll be there. You can watch it later. Fast forward through all my stupidness. Get K2 in the shop. It's long overdue. You are absolutely right, Dennis. K1 K2 needs Smokey's chassis. Now, this is part of why, sorry, I'm getting sidetracked. Hi from New York. Keep the videos coming. 10-4, Adam. Have you sold a lot of trucks this year? Why the move? Sorry, there's a lot of questions here. I'm getting sidetracked. But I'll quickly tell you, did I sell a lot? I sold everything that I could get this year. It was like, basically with our allocation, I want to say it was like 70 or 50. Was it 50, 70? I don't know the exact percentage, but it was a percentage of what we would average sell, so everything was sold. So, I mean, I had a good year in the fact that everything was sold, but the problem is it wasn't as good as like what a good year would be where I could sell whatever. So, but it was fine. I mean, whatever, given I'm just happy to have a job. And you know what? Peterbilt treats me fantastic. I love it here. If you're a mechanic or a partsman or a bodyman or a cleanup kid and you live in the province of British Columbia, check out Peterbilt Pacific, because I've been here for almost 11 years and they treat their people fantastic. They treat me fantastic. I mean, they put up with me. So, hey, so yeah, if you're looking for a good place to work, it's a good place. If you want a job in sales, it'd be good too. They just don't hire salesmen all the time. So, because salesmen don't leave. And why don't they leave? Because they treat their people good. So anyways, and why did I move? It's kind of funny. We just felt like a change, basically. I love my property. I love my shop. I mean, I'm pretty sure all you guys love my shop too. But when it came right down to it, I'm so busy with everything going on, full-time salesman, of course, busy day job, full-time truck repairman, playing with my projects. So it just makes it hard to maintain, with the firewood situation. I mean, you guys have followed along and noticed that, my woodshed is pretty pathetic right now. And it's just because, you're trying to juggle time. And so anyways, the new house, you got natural gas, we have more room, there's more room for the kids. And we just kind of felt like a change after 16 years. The nice thing is, like I've told you guys, if you're not new to the channel, Dad's moving into the house. So that's great. So, it helps me out. Don't have to sell it right away. We can clean it up. We can do some renos, pimp it out, and we get to keep the shop. So, and what I'm hoping for is Dad will have the shop to work on his projects too. So even if he's not in the videos all the time, we can show what he's working on. So if he wants to, because he could, obviously he's going to do whatever he wants. But so anyways, that's why we moved. No great reason. We weren't really planning on it. I mean, yeah, I love my property at the old house and I like the property at the new house, but I haven't even seen it without snow on the ground. So I don't know. Maybe it was a mistake. Maybe not. It's a little bit closer to work, so that's nice. And it's not far away from the old house. Okay, Mike, stop babbling. Got 176 people here watching now, so thank you guys for tuning in. K2, yes, K2 is long overdue. And the reason why in this last, call it a year or 6 months, I haven't really done much with K2, and I kind of stopped on Smokey, is because the cab on Smokey is rough. The cab is rough. We started tearing into the engine. The turbo's bad. There's a lot wrong with Smokey. But the thing that I love about Smokey, it's got a fun history. A lot of people know it. It's got registration. That's a big one. I'm trying to get the registration for Stubby right now. I actually applied for it. So, and working with the day cab company, for the interior, if there was a hiccup getting the interior, like if they couldn't do it, basically Smokey's cab would not be worth doing if I can't get that interior, because it would be such a big job. Like it would just be like, so I was waiting to make sure the interior was coming through before I continued working on the cab on Smokey, because I was realistically looking at pulling a cab off of K2 or the other one to go on to Smokey's chassis. Because the thing that I like about Smokey's chassis is with a 60 series, it's an electronic engine. What I love about electronic engines is they just drive so much nicer than the old mechanicals. Now, the old mechanicals are cool, don't get me wrong, and they work fantastic. It's just the electronic engines work good. And Smokey's red. I mean, it's all going to get painted anyways, but but yeah, so that's basically why I haven't done that. Now, the other thing that I've been looking at, and with K2, and you know what K2 stands for? It's Kenny 2. So I feel kind of guilty that I always call him K2 and not say Kenny 2. But but yeah, so hey Mike, Happy New Year from us truck repair and drivers from Abbeville, South Carolina. Custom Motors. Awesome. Thanks, guys. Happy New Year. And you know what? We're going to make it a good one. I know there's lots of talk of recession and but it's all what you make it, right? Been through good times, been through tough times. At the end of the day, I just work and somehow it all works out. But yeah, so like with K2, what I've been thinking about, you know, the repower thing. And I have to apologize for being a little bit indecisive. If you followed the channel for a long time, you know that things kind of bounce around, and I think I can be a little indecisive. I know it's crazy. Maybe it's focus. No, but the problem is if I was building trucks like at work, it's easy to build trucks because you just pay. You know, our body shop is fantastic. We got some of the best guys in the industry, I think. You know, I might be biased too. You know, so if money was no object, or if it's a business to where, you know, I'm buying the truck to go to work, I say, here, guys, I want to do custom paint. I want to do this, this, and this. And then they hand me, well, I don't have one here, surprising, but they hand me a work order and say, there you go. Yeah, we'll take, you know, $50,000 of your money and make it exactly how you want. So we're on a budget here. My trucks are not working trucks at the moment. So that's why we got to do things in steps. And it's all about finding the right deal too. So, you know, I found the Western Star that had the big cam 4 that's got low mileage on it, which, you know, that engine would, I mean, it's the right era for it, mechanical. And then, you know, I was looking at it and I'm like, gosh, it's almost a shame to pull the engine out of the truck because the truck looks good. I kind of got in trouble from Andrea on that one because I was going to buy it with logging rigging. And she's like, what? She's like, you said that it was only good for the engine. And I was like, well, you know, what if, and if you ever stepped on a cat's tail, that's what she sounded like. So, so anyways, I haven't bought the Western Star. I haven't done anything with that truck yet. And the other thing I was thinking about is the Freightliners, the Freightliner that I looked at in the one episode, like from not this last year, but the year before. It's an ex-Federley truck. I love the Federley colors. You know, they're black with the white, and it looks really good. And this is where my problem lies. I have a hard time killing trucks. Like, really, you get to a point where, you know, something is just salvage and you got to take the parts off. And I have a hard time with that. So that Freightliner came back in the picture and I was thinking, so the interior on the Freightliner is moldy, mildewy, yucky. I found out the cab is actually older than the chassis because one of the things that the Federleys did, they had like a ton of Freightliner cab overs and they did all their own body work. And because you couldn't just get them, you know, they would do headlight conversions, you know, from single round to the 4 square and that. But anyway, so condition wise, it's actually in really great shape, even though the cab is older than the truck. And it's also the heavy cab. Any of you Freightliner guys know there's a lighter cab that uses aluminum panels in the front. And then there's a heavy version that has steel, which is like a northern version. And that truck actually has insulation spray foam all underneath it too for work in the north, which is really neat. But anyway, so I could get that truck for a good, well, reasonable price, affordable. It's got an N14 in it. It ran when it was parked. Problem is, when I went to pick it up that time, the N14 engine, they've been known to have a problem where the plug goes into the ECM and they can get a little bit loose. And if they dry up, then you get some, you know, what's the word I'm looking for? Basically, you get a poor contact, and that's what happened there. So when they try jumping it, you get a poor contact, it heats up and it melted the plug. So basically it needs an ECM. And I was thinking, what if for K2 we put an N14 in it, because it's a great engine, it's a Cummins, it'll fit in and convert K2 into an electronic engine, and then it's going to run excellent. So that's my latest thought. But at the end of the day, what I want to try and do for you guys is start a project and try and finish it. I know projects are never really finished, but I at least want to have all my trucks running. And I'm trying to get, and this is what I'm trying to do with Smokey, is get to where when you start working on Smokey, you follow through. Like, so I'm talking, we start with body work. When we pull it in the shop, I got to pull the panels out that have smoke damage, send them away to get powder coated. So, or sandblasted and powder coated and painted or whatever. Fix the fiberglass work, fix the side of it, get the interior dialed in to where, okay, now when the new interior shows up from the day cab company, we can put the new interior in. So that is probably the most major thing on it, even though the engine doesn't run. I know you're thinking, Mike, isn't the engine kind of amazing? Well, it is, but the engine is, for lack of a better word, easy. Because for one thing, the nice thing about the Series 60s, and I think it's the 12.7 liter or 11.7. I don't know. I'm not good with these things. Twin Stick is better at these things than I am, I think. But anyways, whatever, just trying to get the numbers right. So with the 12-liter Detroit engine, there's a lot of them. They're affordable to rebuild. So I'm not really worried about that. So, but I am worried about the cab. And part of why I want to save the cab and not just take it off is because they don't make those things they don't make them anymore in North America. They make them in Australia when they're the K220, but that's an air cab. So that's why we're going to do the cab. We're going to get the engine running. My plan is to rebuild it myself. And just get a kit, because the kit's affordable enough to where if I make a mistake, it's not the end of the world. I didn't pay $80,000 for an engine that I wrecked, because that would be bad. Andrew would be angry. So that's off the table, but rebuilding it myself, that's on the table. So that's my plan. And then what we'll do is we will paint it. And then the question is, do we paint it and keep it the same design, or do we pick the BJ and the Bear color scheme? Do we do something different? Do we do something smoky? Do we do it more like the sanguine interior color? Because gosh, I sure love that. I really like that color. Where's my mouse? I'm going to move this over, see if I can move it over to my other screen so you guys might be able to see it in the background. There we go. We'll just blow it up a little bit. There we go. That's a little better. So that's what the interior color is going to be. And I like that. I really do. So maybe we go with more of a burgundy color in that traditional Kenworth design. But mark my words, it's getting painted. And the thing that I love about Smokey 2 is I love the stance. Now I love the long frame. I want to put 22 5s on the steer, keep 24 5s on the back. So it's kind of got a rake down. And with that square bumper, I think it's going to look really, really good. Well, I know it's going to look good. It's going to look fantastic. It's just a lot of work. But the kicker is we want to do a series. I want to do a series. I want to get it done. But we're lining everything up. It's coming together. So that's a plan there. K2, I feel like a broken record, and I don't want to make any promises, but K2 is a fantastic candidate, great cab. The rust on the frame, the rust jacking is certainly a lot more than I anticipated when I first got it. But that's all mechanical. So there's lots of changes coming in the future to where it might be easier for me to do body work in the future. Hopefully, maybe I can get some partners, get some help. But K2 doesn't need a lot, although it does need there's some body pieces, but the interior is good. And that's what I'm thinking for K2. So, let's see, we'll put K2's cab. Oh, right. Getting a little behind. Greetings from Shrewsbury, United Kingdom. Never knew what a cab over was until your channel. Think you're crazy with the number of projects you do at once, but I still have to see how you do it. You are absolutely right. And that's one of the things that I don't want to get into, is a channel where I've got all these projects and nothing gets done. Or maybe that will be the thing where I don't want to buy more trucks just to buy more trucks, put it that way. Because at the end of the day, and I know this video I talk about, I'm going to tell you what I make on YouTube by doing it, but it's not to make money. It certainly does make some money. It doesn't make a lot of money. but I do it because I love it. You know, I love trucks. I love the K100 cab overs. The look, the style, like it's so iconic. You know, new trucks, they, there's they don't look like that anymore. So you know, we have new trucks and you can make them look good, but I just love them. It's a passion. It's bred into me. What more can you say? It's like you cut me open, it's gonna bleed. Well, it's gonna be red, my favorite color, but also probably little trucks will come out. But yeah, so I do it because I love it. And I know the Peterbilt 378 Duke, it hasn't been really popular for the channel. So like if I was doing it just to grow my channel and try and make all this YouTube money or become a famous YouTuber, Duke isn't the truck for it, because a lot of you guys are not, you know, really into Duke, which I understand, because it's, you know, it's a 378. It's not a 379. It's a conventional. It's not a cab over. But I really appreciate like Glenn that offered it to me, and being a Peterbilt guy, I like it because it's an 06, so it's newer. It's a conventional. There's some benefits to a conventional. I love the condition that it's in. You know, I mean, it's an ex-fleet truck. It was a Schlumberger truck, so it's, you know, they get a bit of flack for that. But I also think it's cool to how you can make, you know, a fleet truck that's kind of like, you know, not that exciting into something that looks really good. And, you know, like a lot of you guys, if you're an owner operator, let's face it, we don't all start with a 389 with a big shack and $100,000 body shop bill to pimp it out. No, we buy what we can afford, and you fix them up as you can afford it. And that's kind of more what I want the channel to be. Or, well, who am I kidding? I would love to do brand new trucks and big builds and that be the channel, but it's not what we're doing here, because it's my trucks and I can afford that. But yeah, so I think that's cool. But at the end of the day, 378, not great for bringing a lot of new viewers. And I'm not getting rid of it right now. I love it. I still have a few things to do. I got some 5-inch stacks we're going to put on Duke, but 60-inch, so tall ones. I got to put the tow hook on, stainless steel bumper bolts. I got a flipper plate to hide the tow hook. Got to fix the wiring on the back. And then we're going to, this is future project, which will probably be fill-in from Smokey, is we're going to paint the frame. But right now, the weather here, I mean, you've seen my videos. It's a mess. Like today, the road, it's warmed up. The roads are a sloppy mess. So to take the truck to paint, it's a spring, summer job. So, but paint it blue, put aluminum wheels on it. But for right now, we're going to shelve Duke, you know, move on to some other things. This weekend, I think I might try and get a couple of those things out of the way, just because I got parts laying around, and get that done, because of course it's going to be all about Smokey. The other thing, you know, I'm talking about projects and parts that I have that I need to finish, is the interior on Low and Slow. You know, Low and Slow, the 95 Peterbilt 362 flat deck, it's been such a good truck. You know, when I got that truck, you know, at first, I remember when I first saw it advertised on Kijiji, and ironically enough, there was a lot of trucks for sale, cab overs, on Kijiji. And now, for you guys that are, at least in the US, Kijiji in Canada is kind of like Craigslist. You know, it's like you know, you buy and sell, call it. And at first I saw it and I was like, it's got small power, and you know, it's not going to work for me. And then after I went and looked at that Freightliner, and it had all the interior mold and stuff, I revisited. I'm like, you know what? For what they're asking for it with the deck, like it's the same price as a tandem dually trailer. So if I go and buy a tandem dually trailer to tow behind a 1-ton pickup to haul trucks home, I could just buy the truck. I actually paid, what did I pay for it? $15,000. They were asking 16, and I paid 15. So it was a little more money. I mean, it's not like it was really cheap, although looking at things now, $15,000 for Low and Slow is a pretty good deal. And it's been fantastic. That C10 works great. I love the look of them with the visor on them now, and you know, and changing the wheels over to aluminum wheels, and he's just a good truck, just really good. So I'm loving him. I'm marking out. Got to admit, love that truck. So I got to finish the interior, and I'm, I bought some fabric, I bought some plywood. It's just, I should be doing it late at night, but I didn't. So I got to finish that too, because I don't want to be the guy with a whole bunch of unfinished projects, or at least get a truck to where it's kind of done, and then like say you want to go back later and paint it or do whatever. So that's kind of what I'm thinking. So let's see what do we got here? Seeing you can't get trucks right now, perhaps you could finish and sell one of your fleet to fund the channel's project. And that's thank you, Steve Armstrong, for that comment. That's one of the things that I've definitely talked about, is taking, like say if now that Duke is running, say fix them up a little bit more and then sell them and use the sale of that to fund painting, say a cab over or whatever, because that truly is the passion, is the passion. That's the passion. Wow, that got a little bit creepy there. But yeah, the passion is trucks and the love of cab overs. So that is something that I've thought about. Until I have to do it, I don't want to do it, if you know what I mean. So, and some other people are like, oh, you gotta like get it done and sell it, and it's like, I have a hard time selling stuff. People that know me know I have a hard time selling stuff. So, but I should, because when I look at K2 not getting anything done with it, I don't want to have it sit and do nothing. And one of the things that I've decided to do, because I have more projects than I can handle. I mean, let's face it, I got a full-time job. I can't build 6 trucks at once. I could try, or if I won the lottery. If I won the lottery, then I could. But I haven't won the lottery. Surprise. Yeah, I'm giving Dad Stubby, because Dad loves Stubby. Stubby is the 94 Peterbilt 362. He's in great shape, other than the transmission. And I'm trying to get the registration. So trying to get the registration, I applied for it, with the local, I was going to say the government, but it's like the local, we have private or public, it's not private insurance, but it's ICBC, Insurance Corporation of British Columbia. So it's like, yeah, we don't have private insurance. Well, I guess anyways, it's a long story. Basically, it's like government controls the insurance thing. So I can get registration for it, but I had to apply, basically tell them how I got it, what I did, what the history was, everything that I know, and get it notarized so that they could take me to court and say, Mike, you said you picked up this truck here. And then I would, and then that's why because I gotta tell the truth. Got to tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth. So, and actually I should do that today. I should give my insurance girl a call and see how she's making out, because they had a lot of people doing this, looking for registrations. So, and if I get the registration, then we can license it and drive it. And that's why I've kind of shelved that project, because if I can't register it, and if it's dead in the water, I might as well just take the engine out of it and put it in K2. I don't have a registration for K2 either, but I know the history of it. So, and I have a bill of sale, so that helps. But if it's not running, then anyways, it's a process. Plus, full-time job, 3 kids, moving, I know, but giving Stubby away, sorry, James, it's to Dad, so it's really not going anywhere. And if Dad keeps it forever, then I get to inherit it. And the beauty is, if Dad has Stubby, I still get to play with it too and work on it. So Stubby's not really going anywhere, but it's just, you know what? I love my dad, so what is better than being able to give back to your parents, right? Huh? I know. They're probably thinking, anyways, I don't know what I'm thinking. What do you think of DeBoss's cab over? You think it looks good or a little too extra? This is actually, what is it? Jen After Next Tactics asks, what do you think of DeBoss's cab over? I like the look of it. I don't like, if I'm going to pick out the things that I don't like about it, I don't like the stacks being shorter, but I can't remember if he did that because his garage doesn't have like tall doors, because I think that could be an issue too. But I like it. I mean, there's some things that I probably would have done different, but then again, it's that same old story. If you're critiquing someone else, it's easy to say, I would have done this and I would have done that, until you're there and you go, wow, that's a lot of work. Like, No, I think he did a great job. I think it looks. What the heck did I just do? Oh, it's just the power bar. It's fine. It's fine. Yeah, DeBoss's Garage's truck look. I like it. The color red is like spot on. The stripes look good. Deckling it, I think, is a great option because when you look at pricing, and the fact that he used a T800 frame and put the cab over it, like, kudos to him, because that's no easy task. He's a pretty dang good fabricator. So yeah, I like the Boss's Garage's cab over. I like what he did with the air intakes. I like the custom supports that he made. Like I say, the only thing I would have liked to have seen is just taller stacks, because I like tall stacks. But yeah, so yeah, Stubby is staying in the family. Future plans is Duke hooked up to a low bed, hauling Kenny to all the truck shows across Canada. I would love that. And that truly is, let's stick with is, not was. My goal is to get a step deck with ramps, so that I could pull the trucks, drive them onto the step deck. And I've actually seen it here, because, like, we've shipped trucks to, back east to wholesalers and stuff. And I've seen some low profile step decks where they've got like 17-inch wheeled tire. I think they were 17-inch wheels. Anyways, low profile trailer wheels on a step deck. And they're fantastic for hauling trucks. And I was watching the fellow one day load up, and I'm like, that's what I need. Excuse me. And ideally take a K100 towing the step deck with the low roof cab overs on the step deck, because the one thing about K100s that I've learned is they're really tall. Like, that is like, that'd be like 13.6. Well, actually, it's probably 13 feet probably to the top of the whale tail. So yeah, I'm not saying you can't put it on a step deck, but it can be a challenge. So, but I don't know if you guys remember Tyrone Malone, and this is probably another reason why I like trucks so much. Tyrone Malone had all those show trucks, and he actually had custom trucks for hauling the drag trucks and the show trucks. And I mean, how cool would that be to have trucks like Tyrone Malone? Like, where that is some good old wholesome family entertainment back in the good old days. Because when Tyrone Malone, that was like, probably Smokey and the Bandit era, BJ and the Bear era, moving on. That's when trucking was, trucking. But I don't know anybody that does that anymore. I don't think anybody does. I mean, now, now some of the working trucks are just, I was going to say just as fancy as Tyrone Malone, but they're not. Actually, no, they are down in the US. Down, you guys stateside, boy, especially like down in the south where you have really good weather. Gosh, some of the trucks are just, ooh, I love driving down there and just seeing the trucks down the freeway. It used to be, like going down the I-5 in California and watching the trucks and seeing how many cool ones. Nowadays, you go down there and it's more of the aerodynamic, boring. Oh, look, there goes another Volvo. Oh, look, there's a Freightliner. Or is that a Freightliner or is it a Volvo? Which is kind of sad. But then you see a car carrier truck, which is usually like a Slam Peterbilt 389. It's like, yeah. Or a gravel hauler or a flat decker. Yeah, there's some nice trucks in the States that are show trucks. So problem up here, bad weather. Our show trucks are, well, there's not a lot of show trucks. Well, there's a lot of nice working trucks, but the States is on a whole nother level. So, so yeah, have you seen the 362 that Coleman Farms is building on a budget? Yes. The orange one, it looks fantastic. And he just released a video putting, at least I think it's Coleman Farms, a video of putting stacks on his truck, and he painted himself with an inflatable. I was actually talking to him and I was like, maybe he could paint one of my trucks, because I think he's in Arizona or Nevada. I think it might be Nevada. I'm pretty sure it's Nevada. It's not that far away. I go through Nevada when I go on vacation. Sometimes, maybe this spring. We'll see how it goes. Now you're talking old school. The Boss, the Super Boss trucks. Remember, his haulers were K100 Arrows. Yes. Yeah. And you know what? I almost feel sorry for the uh sorry. Feel sorry for the young people that didn't get to experience Tyrone Malone. So if you don't know what I'm talking about with Tyrone Malone, just Google Tyrone Malone, because they had some pretty cool stuff. And I think they were like sponsored for a while by Cal Tire or no, Band-Aid retreads, because they called it the Band-Aid Bandit. And I was just going to Google it here for you. Tyrone Malone. So yeah, like the tire shops, they'd have things, and I remember going to them. Yep, I sure did. Let's just get my old googly box here to go a little bigger. Oh yeah, here we go. So this is oh man, this is hard. This is hard to show a picture of a picture. You guys probably can't see this, but well, maybe if I do it this way, well, just click on buttons and maybe I'll make it bigger. Oh, what did I do? Oh dear, now I've done it. So this is, of course, you might have to zoom in. It's a terrible, terrible picture. Maybe I'll just grab the camera and move it over. You know, it's live, so we can do whatever we want. There's no rules. Our wives aren't here. Well, actually, some of our wives are here, and thank you for joining in. We appreciate it. So yeah, here's one of Tyrone's trucks. This was the well, this is just like my anniversary Centennial K100 with the ramp for his truck, and it's like, how cool is that? We could do that. Let's not just say we could do that. We will do that. Vision board stuff, you know, hocus pocus. But yeah, so no, for sure. I'm glad my channel makes you feel young. I know. And you know, you're only as young as you feel. Right now, I feel about 100. I fell on the ice yesterday. Yeah, not my proudest moment. The only good thing was I didn't go. It was more like, instead of, you know, like when you slip and go boom and crash. No, I was like it was kind of like a slow motion car wreck. I'm sure it looked pathetic. Stepped out of my pickup and it was like, we're going down, grab the door. Sorry, I just had to have the visuals because, you know, it's what I do. So now, like down in here, yeah, it's a little sore. Not as sore as it could be, though. You know, as I was going down, I was thinking, Mike, you're 50. Don't hit hard. You could take out a hip. Kind of like to keep my hips, or at least, you know, my original ball and sock. But the good news is there's mechanics. People mechanics. I was having a conversation about that with a customer this morning. A doctor, it's no different than a truck mechanic. He opened a book, read how to do it. And I wonder how many times the doctor goes in there and goes, what's this for? I don't know. I'll just pretend I didn't see that. Go back to the other part. Anyways, we're getting sidetracked. And this is not helping talking about the future. Well, I guess it is kind of helping about the future. So anyways, look after you guys. Fell down. Let's get back to comments. You need to check out Waltzing Matilda jet truck from Australia. I think I've seen it. Did the jet truck driver get killed not that long ago? But I'm going to check it out because I don't know if it sounds familiar, but I'm going to check it out. Waltzing Matilda from Australia. I'm sorry about this, you know, the accent, but it's kind of like what you got to do. Like, I bet you there's people in Australia that are, you know, making a Canadian accent, probably going, hey, you want some more poutine, eh? It's funny. I was at McDonald's the other day. I know I shouldn't eat McDonald's, but I did. And they had, was it McDonald's now or was it? No, I'm pretty sure it was McDonald's. They said, change your fries to poutine. And it kind of made me laugh, but I don't eat poutine every day. I don't eat McDonald's every day too, but I've been trying to eat more because I think, you know, you go through this fasting thing and then you end up getting fatter. I know. I don't eat and then I get fat. And then you eat and I still get fat. Amanda, my credit manager, she's pretty attractive if I was to say so. She's smart though. She was talking about, like, you know, not counting calories, but monitoring all your fibers and things. And she's like eating all the time and losing weight. And I'm like, how do you eat and lose weight? Because I eat and I gain weight. I try not to eat and I starve and sometimes I lose. Anyways, off track. D, the pink truck below that, Sheila from San Paulo, Brazil. Oh, yep. Right there. She's driving a, well, she's not bad to look at either. She's driving a Volvo, pink Volvo. That's pretty cool. Kudos to her. There's a lot of really good lady truck drivers out there. So, Mike, what do you think about the trucks James Pretty has? I think James Pretty's trucks are pretty cool. He might be a little bit crazy with all the ones that he's buying, but he's truck crazy. I mean, can't knock the guy for that. But no, I like James Pretty's channel. I like his trucks. And what I think is kind of cool is the collection of them he has. I'd like to see, like, and this is kind of what I look for at my channel, what I kind of look at others is I'd like to see him, do one up or whatever. But I mean, he does have some that are done up, like the, because his all have girl names. Is it Trisha, the red Kenworth K100? That's the first one that I saw on his channel. I still like that one. That's my favorite. That and the orange Freightliner, actually. But yeah, no, I like what James Pretty's doing. And he's got some cool trucks too. He's got like a Marmon, and he's got anyways, he's got a bunch. If you haven't seen James Pretty's trucks, go check him out, because he's got one of everything. Actually, no, he doesn't have a Peterbilt. James doesn't like Peterbilt. So James, if you're watching this, you need to get a Pete, man. Maybe change your mind. I mean, it's not all about Kenworths and Freightliners, although Kenworths and Freightliners are perfectly fine. So, oh, I just got a notification. I guess we're live. Mike, what do you think about the trucks? Okay, we already did that. I wish could be together with Dad. I don't know. Auto body shop now. Yeah, that's a stinker, and that's why you really gotta cherish the days with your family. And you know what? If you have a beef with your dad and you're having, because let's face it, sons and dads, sometimes it's like oil and water. Dad's like, you should do this. And you're like, no, I'm not doing that. And it's like, why? Because, well, you told me to. Make amends. Life's short. You know what? If be the bigger man. If he's a jerk, just know he's a jerk, and he's still your dad. So that's all I got to say. I mean, or if he's really mean and angry, I mean, I don't know. Who am I to say how people should do stuff? But we don't live forever is what I'm trying to say. And actually, one of our fellow subscribers passed away just before Christmas. Tim Laposa. And, Tim was a great guy. He was a subscriber. He bought some merch off me. He sent me some stuff back in the day for the trucks. And it just makes me sad because he's not here anymore. And I'm going to hope that Tim is up there looking down going, come on, Mike, get Smokey on the road. So yeah, it's just a reminder. We ain't here for a long time. I like Marla, the K100 Aerodyne. Yes, Marla, the K100. Oh, that's right. I forgot about that. He's got a good video of James Pretty does of his K100 Aerodyne with Chad Keegan where they get it going. And it's got like I think it's an 892. Is it an 892 or 670? Anyways, it's got a 2-stroke Detroit. But yeah, it turned out. And you know what? And you can tell James is like an aero guy, like, because he's all by the book. Like, and I guess if you're flying a plane, you kind of want to be by the book. Like when he got it ready, he did like brakes and cam tubes and more stuff than I would have done. So kudos to him. But no, it's pretty awesome what James is doing, saving them all. So love watching from the Northeast Wisconsin. I also like watching FSC Trucking and his 84 Peterbilt cab over Orwell. Yes, I haven't watched FSC lately. I'm gonna have to check it out. Gentry and Sons was showing a new 2024 Peterbilt. Yes, I saw. I don't know if I'm allowed to comment on that truck that we saw, but I saw it as well. And dang, you know what? It looked good. You know what? Compared to all the new stuff on the market today, if you're comparing all the new stuff from Freightliner, Kenworth, well, Mack Volvo, who cares? No offense to Mack or Volvo, but in my neck of the world, they're not. I think it's the best looking truck. I know. It doesn't have a narrow cab, but it looks dang good. So if you want a new truck that is going to be like the old school truck, it's Peterbilt. That's what it is. It's Peterbilt. If you're North America, it's Peterbilt. That's all it is. That's the only choice. So I love it. I'm, and I'm not, I don't think I've ever been so excited for the future. I mean, trucking and sales, it's a challenge. I mean, you guys know it's a challenge, but with the models that's coming out for Pete, I really am excited. I think we're in a great spot. The only thing that could be better is either we go back in time and have 359s again, which, I mean, let's face it, old trucks, they had their issues too. Well, everything has its issues. We only know about our issues of today, but the only thing could be better is if they could brought out Pete cab overs again. So I'm just saying, and we could do it. PACCAR, you know what? The K220 in Australia is PACCAR, so they could rebadge it as a Pete or have a Pete version of a K220. I know, it's a brilliant idea. I'm full of them. James Pretty is a damn hard worker. Did you see the video where James Pretty got his foot slid over that? It hurts. So you need to find a 359 small window square door to add to your collection. Yeah, I do. That'd be fantastic. Volvo has destroyed the once great Mack name and reputation. That could be. I don't follow it. I know Mack is really big back east. Like when I worked at Kenworth, I worked at Kenworth for a bit. They Mack was a real force to be reckoned with in the area where I was. And at first I was surprised. I'm like, really, a Mack? But you know what? The dealer was good. And you know what? If the dealership treats you good, that's like half the battle right there. So, but I mean, let's face it, Peterbilt, Matt, king of the road. There's only one king. There's another channel on YouTube that shows the same leak picture. 589 looks good. And if my boss decides to buy me a new truck, I might have to get a 589. And what I like about that picture, and it's not the, I'm going to have to wrap it up because my customer's here, but okay. Well, how long have we been? Oh, it's almost 52 minutes. Okay. So we're going to make it quick. So yes, what I love about that is the things that I noted in that picture. Stainless steel mirror arms. One of the problems that we have in our industry is we have wide loads, so we need to extend our mirrors out. With the stainless steel mirror arms, you can make brackets to go wider. The problem with the plastic mirror arms, I was going to say polycarbonate, but let's face it, try and sound smart and I look dumb. It probably isn't that hard for me to look dumb, but they're hard to extend out. So love the stainless steel mirror arms. The other thing I noted on that picture of that truck that we saw, stainless steel air breathers. They're still on the side and they're round and they are air breathers. They're not just plastic. We're going to have air come through here and put a little light and call it cool. No, it's an actual air breather. So, and the hood, excuse me, there's that frog again. The hood still has rivets in it. It's still the same grill surround that we know and love. Is the cab wider? Yeah. Does it look different? Yeah. Is it as cool as a skinny one? One day it will be, but right now that's the future, whether we like it or not. So what do you do? We can't, and dad's a good one to talk about this, and is back in the day, like we love 359s, we love K100s, we love old school trucks, but they had their issues back in the day, and all we see is the cool stuff. And even like the 6NZ Cat, which is the epitome, probably the best engine ever made, it had its issues when it was new. It's just that you and I, well, some of you are, some of us older people remember what it was like when they came out, and they kind of sucked for power, and the Jakes were terrible, and you had rocker issues and exhaust. Anyways, they weren't perfect. And then of course, once you dialed it in, then it's like, then you realize how good it is. And I think the Cummins X15 now can be on that level. But the biggest thing with engines today is there's so much stuff to them, like electronics, as far as sensors, and holy man. So, so yeah. Getting off track. Thanks for the live chat. I got to get back to work. You get back to work, Adam. Don't let me get you in trouble. I'm going to get in trouble soon because you know what? I gotta update some paperwork for a customer because it's year end and yeah. Let's see. Hey, Mike. Sorry, I haven't been in touch. Have you model complete the CB I got for me? Works awesome. Haven't been around. Oh my God. Sorry, I haven't been in touch. I have your model complete the CB I got from you. Works. So, Billy, when I took the CB out of Low and Slow, I had to think there for a minute. I gave it to Billy Porath, and apparently he had a heart attack. Gosh, well, you look after yourself, Billy, and I'm just glad you're still around. And hey, don't worry about it. Just look after you. And I guess that's a message to all of us. You know, sometimes the holidays can be hard too. You know, either hard on you because you eat stuff you shouldn't and gives you a heart attack, or well, I'm not saying that he had a heart attack because he ate stuff, but you know what I mean. We got to look after ourselves and mentally, you know, family stuff. And sometimes you're working when everybody else is having fun, and you're like, why am I the only guy working? But yeah, we're here for you. Do you like the new rear view camera instead of mirrors? You know, legally we can't get rid of mirrors right now, so that's I don't know. I'd have to drive one to see. It's an interesting idea, but it's not all bad because you probably get a wider field of view. But Love Dane Scott Struck, Bill Upstate, good job, Mike. Thanks, Bill. I like Duke too. Follow Kyle Keeler on YouTube. He's fixed up an old cab over and is working it good channel. Oh, I'm going to check that out because there's a lot of people that do good work that we can all learn from. Lord knows I can learn a lot. We ran Cummins L10s for pre-select N14 motors. Good motor. Yeah, and L10s, I've heard a lot good about L10s. Hey, Mike, I have been watching Adirondack Rust, a Brockway guy. Okay, I'll have to check that out. Are you looking at adding a trailer? Yes, absolutely. Oh, converting to a living van? No, not looking for a trailer. I mean, a big fifth wheel you could tow, but I don't think I would convert one to a living van. It's just too much work. I will drive a new truck over an old one any day. Cab overs, you could not stand up in them. They were small, cold in winter and hot in the summer. It's true. That's why it's fun to have one to play with. But when you're, you know, the new trucks are so nice and quiet. But the problem is when they have issues, you can't work on them. At least I can't work on them. I need to talk to one of the techs with a computer. So when you worked at Kenworth, were you known as Kenworth Mike? LOL. No, actually I wasn't. I was just known as Mike. There's Andy, the Kenworth guy. He's out in Winnipeg. He's on YouTube. I've talked to Andy before, you know, stuff. No big deal. Just Kenworth. I don't mind Kenworth. I own 3 of them. But yeah, no, you know what? Had lots of Kenworths over the years in our family. So, I'm just a truck guy. I love them all. I really do. Happy New Year, Mike, and to your family. Hi from Oregon. Thanks, Edward. Happy New Year, and thanks for watching from Oregon. I do need to head to the UK. Heard lots of stuff about Scania. Yeah. No one other than Mac. Pergola is on Mac. Everything. So I'm just going through some of these comments, guys. There's another channel on YouTube that shows same leak picture. Oh yeah, there we go. Back to the top. But I really do need to get to the UK, Tom. It's on the, one day we'll get to the UK. So anyways, you know what? I got to end this video. We're almost at an hour. I got work to do. Lunch is almost over. So I'm going to log into YouTube right now and tell you how much I've made. So I love YouTube. I love the platform. I really love you guys. Well, I'm grateful for you guys watching. Because it's fun. We're truck guys. We share it. And all you ladies that follow that are truck ladies and supporters of your husbands. And this is, you know, kudos to you ladies that look after us guys. Because you know what? I told Andrea what I was doing. And she's like, you do you, boo. And I was like, what a good wife, partner, buddy. You know, we're buddies, partners, whatever. And to have the support, it's awesome. So if a guy's got a good woman by his side, anything is possible. And Andrea is fantastic. She She gets me. Even though sometimes, I might do some silly things. But yeah, 2023, it's going to be a great year. The other thing I'm looking at is trying to do a podcast. Maybe get back into some more lives, do more new content. Now, my question, you guys, I think I'll put up a survey. A survey in the community tabs. Should I have new truck content on Peterbilt Mike with the old truck content? Or should I start another channel where that just has the new truck stuff? Is there room to have some new truck stuff with the old truck stuff? Curious. Also, doing lives. I'd like to do a podcast. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but I kind of like talking. I don't know if it's that I like talking, but when I'm in a good mood, I just talk a lot. So I was thinking a podcast. Podcast would be fantastic. So I was thinking about starting another channel, Peterbilt Mike podcast, basically do lives on it once a week. Maybe get it to where I could actually have customers, coworkers, industry people, and talk about trucks. Talks about trucks and trucking. We could even talk about life stuff. Maybe not too much about life stuff because get enough of that crap on the news and everywhere else. So, but yeah, I was thinking about that. So should I start another channel for new truck stuff and podcast stuff, or is there enough room on this channel for it? Because I'm not quitting doing my restoring, fixing up my cab overs. I don't know if I'd call myself a restorer. I'm trying to restore, but we're not. Anyways, you know what I'm talking about. So the old truck stuff is here to stay. So I need to go to Truck Fest. Heck yeah, I need to. Happy New Year. Thank you. Scania Factory is in, trying to use my mouse on this, Zwolle, Holland. I want to go to Holland one day. Actually, I'd like to go to India as well. I watched Kara and Nate on YouTube. They did this train ride through India, and it looked fantastic. Really cool. But anyways, getting sidetracked. I know, it's a shocker. So we're looking at doing that. I think podcasts would be fun. That's just me. Do some more truck content. So YouTube has been good. We're up to 35,846 subscribers. Thank you guys. It's greatly appreciated. I want to get to 100,000. Can we do it this year? Maybe not, but we're going to try. Maybe one day 1 million, but right now let's just try for 100,000. We're going over the analytics, looking up estimated revenue. Now, the revenue from YouTube, it's basically ad revenue. So when you get an ad and you sit there and you're like, oh, frick, I don't want a new Toyota Tacoma. They give you the YouTuber, you get a share of ad revenue, and you get I think it's 55%. And I figured it out where it's like a half a cent per view. So if you watch a video, it's like giving a guy half a penny. They quit making pennies because they cost more to make a penny than the penny's worth. So, but anyways, drum roll. Today, as of, what time is it? 12:51 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. The Peterbilt Mike YouTube channel for 2022 has made $24,630.67. So with you guys watching, all y'all, yeah, sorry, I like the word y'all. Yeah, almost $25,000. So, and now that's pre-tax income. And since I'm Canadian, probably 55% of that goes back to the government. I know I get taxed like 50%. Isn't that great? Yay. But you have write-offs. So anyways, all the money I make from YouTube goes right back into the trucks to buy parts. But yeah, at the end of the day, it's pretty cool. Actually, it's excuse me, really cool. So $24,630 made on YouTube. Thank you all for watching. Without you guys, none of it would be possible. And it's going to get awesomer. Because awesomer is a word, right? No, it's not. But funny Mike in the office. Oh, thank you. In the new year, I'm headed back to Brazil for 6 months for some good old school trucks. There, when you head to the near Uruguay border, you see Kenworth. Brazil, that looks like a pretty cool place as well. So just thought I'd check in here with some of the comments. Before we go, I worked at the Scania factory. Well, that's cool. building V8. You know, I bet those V8 engines sound really cool. I bet they do. Happy New Year's. Happy New Year's. Thanks, guys. Happy New Year's. Stay safe. Keep on the great work with your trucks. Like the way you're doing your videos. Thank you for that. Great greetings from Germany. And, you know, I want to thank you guys again for the kind words and for how you do my videos. I am not a professional. I know you're thinking, Mike, I'm shocked that you're not a professional. Your quality is so good. No, I am not. I use GoPros. I've got my big camera. I was going to show you what a picture of my big camera is. It's a Canon. I got it from Peterbilt Performance Rewards. You know, you sell enough trucks, they give you a couple of coupons to go and select something. Oh, I got a camera for vlogging. It's hard to use all the time. I'm looking at getting a new cell phone. I got a Samsung Note 9, looking at getting the S22 because what I would like is a cell phone camera that's good enough. So like if I'm out and about and I'm like, oh, there's a cool old truck, I could do a video for you guys and not have it be all shaky. And you're like, oh, come on, Mike, you're making me sick. Because, you know, you watch it on the big screen, you get the popcorn going, you get the family there, you get the wife, you get the kids, and you're watching the Peterbilt Mike YouTube channel. Peterbilt Mike YouTube channel. So yeah, it's for content for you guys. So 2023, we're going to work at growing the channel. I'm going to work at getting better content for you guys. We're going to do more content. We're going to do more lives. We're going to do, I try and make it a podcast. If nothing, it'll be a live and interviews on YouTube, because let's face it, YouTube is a great platform, and hopefully make more ad revenue. And the more YouTube performs, the better I do on YouTube, the better the trucks will do. So that's how, you know, if I don't have to sell trucks and I can use the ad revenue to buy parts and pay for paint jobs, that's where it's all going. So that's why if I don't have to sell a truck right now, I ain't going to do it. Ain't going to do it, because I'd like to be a guy that has, and now I'm daydreaming a little bit. You're welcome to my world. 100 by 200 foot shop full of trucks. I mean, how cool would that be? I wonder if Tyrone Malone is still alive. Probably not. But if he is, maybe he is. I don't know. Maybe he isn't. Does he still have his trucks? Probably not, because I think I've seen him other places. But I would keep them all. That is just me. So my kids could inherit them. My kids could do whatever with them. And maybe that's what happened to Tyrone Malone's truck. So, and you know, this design, it's starting to grow on me, because you know what? This would be super easy to do to Kenny. You got a blue stripe, you got a red stripe, and you got a gold pinstripe. Like, yeah, forget what they call it, the Centennial. I mean, it's, yeah, you know what? And I mean, this is, I can almost see what that says, because it's got the dates. Bicentennial. That's what it is, the bicentennial. So that would be an easy one to do. So, but anyways, guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for putting up all my shenanigans. Thanks to all the wives out there for putting up for my shenanigans and our shenanigans and supporting us. And thanks for all the ladies that are getting into trucking, because you know what? Ladies can truck just as well as guys can truck. There's good truck drivers and there's bad truck drivers. And you know what? At the end of the day, we're all truck drivers. Thanks for watching, guys. I'm going to shut her down. It's now 12:56, and Amanda's going to come over here and, Mike, you got work to do. You got to get to work. So yeah, going to put out in the community tab. Going to do should we do new truck content with the old truck content? Should I do a live every Tuesday still and keep it on Peterbilt Mike? Should I start a new channel? What do you guys thought? What do you want to see? What do you want to see? What irritates you about me? Well, maybe not go that far, because I don't know if I can handle it. I don't know. I feel a little bit clapped. Whew. No, he isn't, other than restoring some of them. Telephone is ringing, Mike. Is my telephone ringing? Have I jumped the shark? Anyways, guys, thanks for watching. You're all fantastic. At the end of the day, we're nothing without each other. And thanks for all your love and support. It's fantastic. And before I leave, I almost forgot talking about how awesome you guys are. I know, because it ain't about me. Although I did wear my fun shirt today, because it's Friday. It's like last day of the year, last working day of the year. Tomorrow's the last day of the year. Somebody sent me a gift. So if you want to send anything to Peterbilt Mike, you know, me, Peterbilt Mike, you can send it to Peterbilt Pacific in Prince George. The address is 633 Pacific Street, Prince George, BC, V2N 5S3, and just label it Mike Chamberlain. Because that's my last name, Mike Chamberlain. My last name isn't Peterbilt. or my last name isn't. Anyways, Mike Chamberlain, or just Peterbilt Mike. But Mike Chamberlain. So one of y'all, there I am with y'all again. One of you fantastic subscribers sent me something, a gift, and I don't know who you are. So I got to thank you on here because there's no, I don't know who you are, but check this out. It's a light up Kenworth emblem, or a light up thingy. You know, that's going to be my technical word. It's a light up thingy for behind a Kenworth emblem for Smokey, K2, or Kenny. I'm thinking maybe Smokey because that's one we're working on. But anyways, thank you very much. Whoever sent this, it's absolutely fantastic. It came from the Chrome shop. I love Chrome. But you betcha, that's going on one of the K100s. Thank you very much. If you want to send anything to Peterbilt Mike, just send it to Peterbilt Pacific in Prince George. There's a link in the description. And don't feel obligated to send me anything. But if you do, I greatly appreciate it. One of you guys sent me this, and I love it. I absolutely love it. It's actually got a case, which is up there because I don't want anyone to touch it and break antennas off. And you got to keep it up high because when someone brings their kids, they're not playing with my trucks. You know what? If I have trucks in my office, they might look like toy trucks, but they're not toy trucks. They're my toy trucks. So I'll get your kid a toy truck if you really need one. But, you know, anyways, guys, thanks for watching. Stay tuned. Lots of great content coming in 2023. Well, there's content coming. I guess we'll find out if it's great or not. And this weekend, I got to get Smokey in the shop. I got to do some things to Duke, and I got to cut firewood because, you know, yeah. Thanks for watching, guys. You know, I have a hard time shutting her down. Now I've been talking for an hour and 11 minutes. This is why we need to start a podcast. I would love to do a collab with FSC Trucking too on YouTube. I'm going to check it out because he's got a cab over Peterbilt. But thanks for tuning in, guys. Really appreciate it. Till the next one, Happy New Year. All the best in the new year. Let's make it a prosperous one. And if not, we'll just have a drink, go to bed, and it'll be another day. Cheers, guys. Thanks for watching. Peace. Later. End stream. Oh, no, not yet. No, I'm just kidding. I'm going to end it because I got to get to work, like, you know, the work that, anyways, you know what I'm talking about.